good question. When do you not use the Fab 4, Fab 5, Fab 6, whichever number we're dealing with? And you can use it every single time if you want to, technically, because if somebody's hurting so bad, or if they're even in a coma, and Tom has a story about a coma patient that the therapist was actually using TMR with. But on the other hand, I had a patient extremely overweight in a motorized wheelchair. And so she's probably hovering around 500, 600, something like that. Everything on her body hurt. So when I say that, her back, hips, knees, shoulders, neck, the only two things that did not hurt on her were her wrists and her ankles. And so, I tried what I normally do, which is a twist right off the bat, but that bugged her on both sides, so you don't do that. So what I did was, I had to find a way in to her system. So what I did was just tested her wrist. One was easier than the other, we did the easy one. Now going back a little bit, her shoulders, she could only raise them up to about 30, 40 degrees. So anyway, once we got done with the wrist thing, she was able to come up about 10 more degrees, which is kind of cool, but her wrist kind of balanced out. So then I went down to the feet, tested dorsiflexion. One was easier than the other. Immediately afterwards, again, 3 sets of 15. The other one got better, so we repeated it because, again, first rule of therapy for us is, if it works, you do it again. So she repeated the process. Then after that, she was able to do a rotation. She was also able to get both of her arms to 90. Now that may not sound great, but this is the first time she's not been hurting as bad, and at least she saw a difference in therapy. So we started her on our pool program, which again uses TMR techniques. So I see her again 6 weeks later. Next thing you know, she's still in her motorized wheelchair, but shoulders are all the way up, neck's full range of motion. She actually has hip flexion now. She can extend both knees. So after I see her there, I said, well, do you want to continue this? Because again, this has only been about 6 visits. And she goes, oh yeah, I want to continue it. And that night, she was feeling so good, she had to cook for her husband's group, which is about 40 some odd people. And then Beth tells me that about the next following time when she saw her in the pool, the lady actually started swimming. So this is a pretty cool thing, but the bottom line is, if you can't, or for some reason, you don't want to go through the entire thing because that person's hurt so bad, find a way into the body, because it's not like you have to throw out the entire TMR thing. You may not follow the entire protocol, but follow the principles for sure, and then you'll start having more success, or even better success. Thanks.